Welcome back to another episode of the Dudley Review. We're about to go into another international break. No, I wish they had less of these. Uh, just coming off the back of a 1-0 victory against Chelsea. Always nice to beat Chelsea. I must say, it was an average Arsenal team. Average Arsenal. We won. We just did what we had to do, but, could have been better. The amount of chances Chelsea gave us in that first half, we could have been at least 3 or 4 goals up. If we put our chances away, we'd have breezed past that game, which is another testament, another piece of evidence that we need a striker. Arteta again put Marino up front. Props to Marino for his goal. He's doing his job up front. I mean, he has scored 3 goals, two in one match, one in this match. Uh, there's this talk about, yeah, he's doing his thing, but we need more. We need a proper striker. Marino's not a striker. Marino's a midfielder. Yep, Arteta can mold him into a striker. There are instances where that's happened, where managers have previously molded strikers or midfielders, even defenders, even sometimes into strikers, and they actually turn out to become prolific. Let's hope that's the case with Marino. But it also just shows that how unorganized and clueless Arteta seems to be, in my opinion. Uh, he seems to be fluking it. We seem to be flipping, and he seems to be riding by the seat of our pants at the moment. Just throwing Mikel Marino up front just because he scored 2 goals in the previous match. Declan Rice, he skyrockets the ball over the bar. I mean, again, we are getting chances from various people in front of the goal, but we're not able to finish it. It was good to see Martinelli back, to see those forwards runners being made. But that's the thing. Only forward runs are being made. There's a difference between strikers and forwards. Forwards, they get the ball forward. A striker is almost a combination of a forward and a striker. We need an outright striker. We've just got too many forwards at the moment. You saw the difference when Martinelli's been back in the fact that we're actually getting the ball a little bit more forward than the final third. We're getting that full towards the touchline, but we're not getting anyone to finish it off. Even Martinelli himself, he's not taking his shots like he's supposed to take them, like a striker should. A striker should be well versed in front of goal. A striker should be used to being under situations where he's being pressed by a defender. Uh, it doesn't seem like we have that composition in front of goal. The game was rough from a Chelsea point of view. They clearly couldn't get the ball back from Arsenal. Arsenal were very much in second gear throughout the whole game, and it was clear that certain people were starting to become frustrated with the game. Wesley Fofana, wow, he was an absolute criminal. Even you can just tell just by looking at him how criminal and guilty as sin he is. You could just easily identify his face in a mugshot. Oh, yep, that's definitely him. Just look at his face. He committed about 5 or 6, probably more, challenges in that first half. Yellow card offences. There was one case that was a red card offence, I think it was, where he stamps on, was it? No, actually, that was another guy stamps on Declan Rice. Declan Rice wasn't having it. I'm not sure if you can just mention that in the chat for me if I can remember. It was that called that short guy, the Argentinian guy from Chelsea. What's his name? I would say Fofana was the main culprit. The amount of challenges he committed in that first half and second half, until he eventually got a yellow card for a challenge, which was basically he should have been sent off by then. So Chelsea should have been down to 10 men ages ago. Nkunku was basically rotting in Saliba's pocket. Saliba had Nkunku in his back pocket, couldn't see him. He was just missing the whole game. Um, could just imagine how frustrated that Chelsea team was being. You could just see them. You could see the Chelsea how frustrated they were getting, kicking Arsenal players, just kicking them out of the game really. Uh, Caicedo. also bad, bad, bad in the game. If Chelsea wasn't as bad as they are, then maybe they would have got a draw out of the game. Or maybe we would have, maybe, I don't think we'd have lost the game, but we would definitely not have won the game because we weren't as good as we should be. But we weren't playing 100%. And to top it all off, Caicedo actually thinks that they played a get better game than us. He thinks that they played a better game than Chelsea, than Arsenal. He comes out after the game. He says, "Yeah, we." The manager says we played better than them. We outplayed them, or whatever. It just, I think, looking at that Chelsea game, it just goes to show how unprepared they are and how big the levels are between Arsenal and Chelsea. We're clearly much a better team than them, but my word, Chelsea have a long way to go. How many, what, 1.6 or 1.5 billion that they spent, don't quote me, and they still look an absolute mess. Uh, a lot of fans will come out and say, yeah, because they haven't been playing together as much as Arsenal have been playing together. Our Arsenal team been playing together. Caicedo even said in the interview, Arsenal have been together, playing together. This team has been playing together for 7 years, which is why we performed how we did perform. And even though we've been together for 7 years, they're still better than us. Let me just quote what he actually says. He says, they were working 7 years together and us just 2 years. And we showed we were better than them. And that's good. But let's have a look at the Arsenal our starting lineup 7 years ago, shall we? From the one that played them today. We've got David Raya in goal. He was 22 years old. Team Blackburn. We've got Timber, 16 years old. Team Ajax. Saliba, 16 years old. That's Team Saint Etienne. We've got Gabriel, 20 years old. Team Zagreb. We've got Miles Lewis Skelly, who was 11 years old, playing for the Arsenal youth team. Then we've got Thomas Partey, who was 24. He was still at Atletico Madrid. Then we've got Declan Rice, 19 years old, who was at West Ham. We have Odegaard, 19, a team called Heerenveen, if you've ever heard of them. Then we've got Martinelli, who was still in like the fourth or fifth division in the Brazilian league. He was 16 years old and he was playing for Ituano. Then we have Trossard, who's 23. He was playing for Genk. He hadn't even gone to Brighton yet. And then finally we've got Mikel Mourinho at 21. He was playing for Newcastle 7 years ago. So the only person we had that's playing together for 7 years is probably Miles Lewis Skelly by himself. What Miles Lewis Skelly been playing by himself in Arsenal for 7 years. So what Caicedo is talking about, he's probably a bit jaded after that game at that time. Let's hopefully he's better now. Shout out to Caicedo. Let's hope he's doing well. Um, he's obviously been suffering from a bit of whiplash after that game. Um, in other news, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, the other Arsenal versus Real Madrid, because call it Real Madrid versus Arsenal because it was an away game. The Arsenal ladies, they lost, unfortunately, 2-0 to the Real Madrid ladies. It was a tight game, but the goals could have been avoided still. The first goal was poor defending by Williamson. She didn't block the pass to the striker Caicedo. Speaking of Caicedo, what's her name? Linda Caicedo scored, put the Real Madrid up, and then it was pretty much nip and tuck until about the 70th minute when the Real Madrid managed to get their second goal. Again, poor defending from the keeper. She gets a touch on it, but not enough to keep the ball out. Let's just hope this doesn't reflect on the Arsenal boys. Obviously, it won't. Different league, different team. Well, not different league, different team. No shade to the women's team. I actually love to watch the women's football. Um, so yeah, let's look forward to the next game, which we have. I believe it's in 2 weeks' time, and we are going to play. Let me just check it out. I think it's Fulham. Yeah, we got Fulham away. We're going to play Fulham away. That's always a tough fixture. Uh, I can't guarantee a win in this game because I still don't know what Arsenal are capable of. I still believe about the Champions League. I believe that we can get something in this Champions League. I believe that we can get something out of the Madrid game, but it is a bit of a reach. But I wouldn't be a supporter if I didn't believe. Like Thierry Henry said, if they were going to the match believing they can't win a game, then there's no point in playing. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.